We did. So, James, it is been the new tradition where I don't break down what we've done previously in the translator, but we we unveil the Chiron, and I have a feeling I know where this is friggin' going.
Rusty cunt bucket.
Listen, it is what it is. I'm starting to blame my child.
Which one? You've got your pick of the litter right now.
So it's incumbent upon me to give the first one. James, I'm going to go a little current event here with you. And I'm going to give you this name. Your first name in tonight's Wisey Translator is Christian McCaffrey.
I almost kind of want to break out the Shane Falco jersey just because you're not a has-been. You're a never was.
Wow. That's a little harsh.
It is, but we've seen injuries cut athletes' careers short, and I almost kind of want to call him Fredo, even though I've never seen the movies, because every time we think that, he's turned the corner and he's going to become one of the greatest players in the history of the league, then the injury bugaboo comes and he pulls us right back into reality.
Fredo's not an apt comparison. He's sunny.
Like I said, I've never seen the movie, so it was just the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, Fredo was the one who got kissed on the lips by his brother and says, "I know it was you who betrayed me. You broke my heart." That's what he should be saying to his own body.
Michael, your first name in the Wisey Translator tonight, he's an old friend. He's now back in the news. He's got himself a new gig, even though it's temporary. Freddie Kitchens.
You see my confusion at the pick of this name, and that is kind of like the look he had on the sideline the entire year. He was the head coach of the fucking Browns.
Freddie Kitchens is actually named the interim head coach in Chapel Hill.
He won't be bad in college. He was a decent offensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. He's just not a head coach.
When he goes to say "whoop-de hell," it'll actually say it'll hold a hell of a lot more water than it, in Chapel Hill than it did along the lakefront here.
Yeah. All right. Your second and final entry into this evening's Wisey Translator. Yeah, I am going to have to go there. Your second and final entry is Paul Heyman.
I did not watch the show yesterday. I'd rather actually watch paint dry on grass that's trying to grow. But he's still the greatest manager, second greatest manager of my lifetime, and probably one of the most influential figures I've ever seen. And the pop that he had when he came back on Friday, the Friday before, was the stuff of legends. Managers don't get that level of pop.
Who do you think is the best?
Bobby Heenan.
That's what I thought.
Would you think I was going to say Slick?
I have Heyman at 3. I have Bobby Heenan. I have the Mouth of the South. I have Heyman. 4 for me, and this is from the heart, is Paul Bearer.
I would probably put in the top 3 as well another Jim, but certainly not Jimmy
Cornette. Jim Cornette.
Michael, your final name in the Wisey Translator tonight. He also now has a new job. It's not going to be nearly as obscure, but somebody went back home. Andrew Luck.
Do you know what the best part of him having this job is? The Andrew Luck Twitter account that is the Union Soldier has been reactivated.
I think it's very good for him, going back to Stanford, but the other aspect of me has to actually think, yeah, they're calling him the general manager of the football program. That's effectively what this is that now this is basically, if there was any sort of indicator to be able to pull this away from amateur sports and basically call it professional at that point, there's your evidence.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I will say this, now being serious about it, because that Twitter account is actually quite funny. I have never seen someone a better fit for something. He doesn't want to play anymore because of the injuries and the way his body felt. But he's too young and has too good of a mind for the game to not be involved. And he doesn't want to go back to Jim Irsay and the shit show that is the Indianapolis Colts. Why not go back to your alma mater and help run the football program? It's been run into the damn ground, for God's sake.